Hello, dear viewers and devoted followers of Days of Our Lives. We're back again, your friends from TV Days Drama Digest, here to discuss a storyline that has left us all stunned, emotional, and grasping for answers. This time, our spotlight turns to one of Salem's most beloved figures, Chad DiMera, and the heartbreaking news that could mark the end of an unforgettable era. The question on everyone's lips today isn't just when Chad will leave, but how. And perhaps even more chilling, will he survive long enough to walk away, or will his story end in tragedy? Let's explore together, because what's coming may be more painful and more poetic than we ever imagined. Billy Flynn's departure? The end of a legacy? It's no secret to devoted DOL fans that Billy Flynn, the man who has breathed life into the complicated, charismatic Chad DiMera for nearly a decade, has made the decision to leave Days of Our Lives. And with his exit comes the question no one wants to ask, but everyone has to face. What happens to Chad DiMera now? Will he be recast? Will he be written off quietly, sent to Paris, perhaps, or to one of the many DiMera estates scattered across Europe? Or will the writers give Chad a farewell so dramatic, so devastating, that it becomes etched in Days' history? There's one outcome that continues to gain traction among fans and insiders alike, and it's the darkest one. What if Chad DiMera dies? And what if his death becomes the catalyst for one of the most explosive and emotionally charged story arcs Days has ever seen? A long goodbye. When will Chad leave? For those unfamiliar with how production works behind the scenes at DOL, here's a critical detail. The show films a staggering 8 to 9 months in advance. That means although Billy Flynn has already completed his final scenes, we, the audience, will still see Chad DiMera on screen for many months to come. Likely into early 2026. Yes, his exit has already been scripted. Yes, it has already been filmed. But we haven't seen the heartbreak yet. That means this fall, as the leaves change and the holidays draw near, we'll begin to see the threads of Chad's departure slowly unravel in Salem. A suspicious glance here. A cryptic warning there. An ominous encounter. And by the time winter's chill sets in, Chad's fate will be sealed. And in those final months, the writers have the opportunity to deliver a farewell worthy of the character's emotional journey, a slow burn of dread and sorrow, with all the complex layers of betrayal, loyalty, love, and revenge that define Days of Our Lives at its best. The looming shadow of death, of course. DOL is no stranger to death. In Salem, death is a revolving door, one that's just as likely to swing open again as it is to close forever. But for the DiMera family, death is more than a plot device. It's a tradition. Stefano, EJ, Andre, Lexi, Abigail. One by one, they've fallen, some to illness, others to bullets, betrayals, or twisted revenge plots. The DiMeras are a family forged in blood and ambition, and their tragedies are always epic in scale. Could Chad be the next name on that infamous list? Or could his death be more symbolic, a final break from the DiMera legacy, marking the collapse of the family's final hope for redemption? Clyde Weston, the man in the shadows. Let's talk about the man who may hold Chad's life in his hands, Clyde Weston. Clyde is no ordinary villain. He's not just dangerous, he's calculating, relentless, and monstrous. And while he may currently lie unconscious in a hospital bed, his legacy of destruction stretches far and wide. Don't let the tubes and beeping monitors fool you. A coma means nothing in Salem. People wake up. People remember. People strike back. And Clyde has unfinished business. Chad has always been a target. After all, he married Abigail, the woman Clyde's twisted son, Ben, was once obsessed with. And Chad has repeatedly interfered with Clyde's criminal empire. What if Clyde wakes up with a mission? What if his first order of business is revenge? And more importantly, what if Chad is too focused on rebuilding his life, protecting his children, and maintaining a fragile peace to see the threat looming right in front of him? A murder that shocks Salem? Imagine this, dear viewers. It's a crisp December night in Salem. Snow falls gently over Horton Town Square. Families are preparing for Christmas. The DiMera mansion is aglow with holiday lights. And then, a scream. A gunshot. Sirens in the distance. A body on the floor. It's Chad. His blood stains the snow as Abigail's voice echoes into the night. His children are rushed away. Kristen watches from the shadows. Clyde disappears. The entire town mourns again. Because this time, they say, Chad is really gone. And with his death comes a domino effect. Abigail, already fragile from past losses, falls into despair. The DiMera board fractures. EJ spirals into a state of fury and vengeance. Stefan attempts to seize control, while Gabby uses the tragedy to manipulate her way back into the family fortune. Chad's death wouldn't just be personal, it would be political. It would be a power shift. A reckoning. Or could there be another way? Of course, we can't forget the endless twists that make Days what it is. Could Chad fake his death to protect his family? Could he disappear under a new identity, orchestrated by someone like Steve or Shane? Could Kristen, of all people, help him vanish to save him from Clyde's wrath? Could he be kidnapped? Could the DiMera empire be imploding, forcing Chad to take drastic action, leaving his life behind not in a coffin, but in a plane headed toward a secret island no one knows exists? Or perhaps he is being held hostage by someone even more sinister. Someone whose grudge against the DiMeras has been festering for years? Anything is possible. But for fans who have watched Chad grow from a rebellious young man into a complex, grieving, powerful patriarch, nothing will prepare us for his departure, no matter how it happens. What will be Chad's final chapter? If the writers choose death, we'll likely see a tragic crescendo, a final arc that reminds us why Chad was one of Salem's greats. Maybe he'll die protecting his children. Maybe he'll take a bullet meant for someone else. Maybe he'll go down fighting Clyde in a final act of defiance. Or maybe, just maybe, he'll die a hero, leaving behind a legacy of love, loss, and the echoes of what could have been. But if he survives, if they give him a bittersweet farewell instead, we'll likely see Chad leave Salem with a heavy heart and the haunting knowledge that his chapter in the DiMera saga has ended. Either way, we'll be left with a gaping hole. The Chad-shaped space on our screens, our hearts, and in the twisted tapestry of the DiMera family. And it's not just his absence we'll feel, it's the void of decency, of honor, of restraint. Because Chad wasn't just a DiMera. He was a different kind of DiMera, one who fought to change the legacy from within. What happens to the DiMera family? Chad was, in many ways, the moral center of the DiMera name, the one who tried to honor its legacy without repeating its sins. With him gone, who steps up? EJ? Too damaged. Stefan? Too dangerous. Kristen? Too manipulative. Tony? Too distant. There is no one quite like Chad. And maybe that's the point. Maybe his departure marks the true end of the good DiMera narrative. And maybe that's the tragedy. Without Chad, Salem loses one of its few voices of reason. His children lose a father. Abigail loses the only man who ever truly understood her. And we, the fans, lose a character whose journey has defined a generation of storytelling. What do you think? So we ask you now, our fellow fans, our fellow Salem watchers, what do you think will happen to Chad DiMera? Will the writers grant him peace? Or will they send him out in a blaze of sorrow and sacrifice? Should Chad die? Should he live? Should the DiMera line be passed on or buried with him? Tell us in the comments, and as always, stay with us here at TV Days Drama Digest, where the drama never sleeps and the heartbreak never ends. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.